Hey guys, it is Kate Marie and welcome if you are new or welcome back. And today it is clearly May now and I'm just gonna go give you guys everything I have watched in April. So that's basically all today is, but social medias are right here. And let's just get started. Also, I got a new ring light, which is why I've been going on my desk recently. But not gonna lie, I really like how it all looks on my bed. So I think I'm gonna go back to this place right here. But let me just get on. So I have watched 22 movies. So we have 22 movies in the month of April that I will be talking about. But the first thing I have is Look Away. Basically I have watched this a while ago and I did buy it online. Basically we have this girl and she's like very shy or whatever, and she gets bullied, and what she finds out is that she's like a twin or someone in the mirror, and she ends up talking to them, and then they end up switching places. But then, what we later find out is that the twin is a more evil, and it's Aaron because her name is Maria, so it's her name spelled backwards. And what you will find out in the movie is that this twin, so she was born a twin, but the twin was deformed. So I'm not gonna get into it, but there is a scene what the dad does to the baby, and it doesn't show up, but it is really sad. But I do, yeah, I think it is. I don't know what I was expecting when I saw it, but it definitely wasn't what I expected. It does show nude scenes, it shows her entire naked body, and it shows her boobs, and I do think I didn't think it was that I didn't think it had a point, and it is more of a thriller than a horror, because I feel the horror is in the last 20 minutes, and the ending doesn't really make any sense. I feel that was my issue, but I think it will take on I will have a meaning or whatever, or a metaphor or something. But yeah, so I give that an 8 out of 10, and you can find it on Amazon. And then I watched West Side Story with, I think it came out in 2021, and I guess it is a remake. I've not watched the original one. But basically, I think this is about race as the white people versus the blacks. And it's a Romeo and Juliet, these people fall in love or whatever. It is a lot of singing, which I do not like. I don't know, it was not that good. My mom literally not even halfway through just got up and went to bed, and I really didn't want to finish it. I watched it because Ansel Elgort was the main character, and I have a crush on him or whatever, but I was I don't think he's enough anymore to finish this. But I did, and I didn't really enjoy it. Plus there is a scene where one of the girls is getting assaulted, but you can't really tell. I didn't really know, but just talk a little bit about it later. But I give that 6 out of 10, and you can find it on HBO Max. And then I watched The Clovet Hitch Killer. That is on Hulu. And this one, if you have seen American Horror Story Murder House, if you know Ben Harmon, he plays the killer. Basically, I'm going to say it's 10 years after this killer came, he basically assaulted women and killed them. And this kid learns to find out that his father is the person who did it. So it is a little slow. I definitely was expecting it to be really bad, and I expected not to like it, but I really did enjoy it. And I do think that I like it. It makes any sense. But it does there are always some images of the girls in certain positions or whatever, and it's rough sex or whatever, which does make me a little uncomfortable. But I give that a 7 out of 10. And then I watched Ramona and Beezus. This one's on Hulu too. I feel everyone knows what it is. Basically, we have Ramona, and then she's dealing with I want to say she's 8 years old, and then her older sister Beezus, which is Selena Gomez. And I guess they're just dealing with it, and I guess they have to move because her dad loses his job, so she's trying to help. So I think it's a lot of stuff. I think it's a really cute movie. I love it. I feel it would be something you would want to sit down and watch with your kids one day. But I give that a 9 out of 10. And then I watched Twilight, which that is on Hulu too. And I don't know why, I just felt like watching it because I've seen it and I've had the movie. But I feel like everyone knows what it is, but it's like Bella and Edward. Like Bella moves to Forks and then she meets Edward. I do think like watching it now, a lot of the parts are like so cringy. Like honestly, I was watching, I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? But I mean, it's okay. I mean, I didn't hate it. And I gave that an 8 out of 10. And then, so Scream 5 recently came on digital. So of course I bought it like as fast as I could. Like the day it came out is when I bought it. So I rewatched Scream 5, which I have a whole review on that with spoilers. But if you haven't seen it, basically it has like a new era. And basically, like, of course, like Ghostface comes back, but it's after new people. So I do like it, and they're also making a Scream 6. It's coming out this 2023. But I do like how they did it. I think Jenna Ortega is becoming like one of my new like favorite like horror movie icons because I really loved her in it. I really liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. I was watching the features and I saw a lot of them had like Easter eggs for Wes Craven because like he was the one who made it. So I really enjoyed it. So I definitely recommend. And you guys, that is on Paramount Plus. But I give that a 9 out of 10. And then I watched Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl. Basically, whole thing going on, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and that he lost his thing. I was just like, why not put it on? I don't know why I'm telling you guys why I'm putting these on. That's so weird. But it's first in Pirates of the Caribbean, and I think Elizabeth, who was like the chief's, the king's daughter or whatever, gets kidnapped. So of course, Will Turner and of course Captain Jack Sparrow go and look for her, and it is really good. Like honestly, I think I liked it more than I think this is the most I've ever liked it. But it's on Disney Plus, and I give that an 8.5 out of, no, that's a lie, a 9 out of 10. And then I watched Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. This came out in 2016. I first watched it in theaters, but then I saw they were all on HBO Max and was like, why not watch them? Of course, why? But it's like it's a prequel to the Harry Potter movies, and it follows Newt, and then he goes to America, and he's making like a book called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. But then Grindelwald, he doesn't come back, but like they're trying to find this kid, and then he lost some of his pets. So I do like it, definitely. I give that an 8.5 out of 10. And then I watched Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. This one has Johnny Depp, and I'm really feisty. They took away his role because of everything that's going on. But this one, basically, Grindelwald is like, he like escaped or whatever. So they're like, and he's like coming up with like his own like rise of people. So they're trying to not stop him, but you know. So he's like doing that. I give that an 8 out of 10. And then I watched Despicable Me. I don't know what it was on. It was on, I think it was on Netflix, but they took it off. But I feel like everyone knows what Despicable Me is. So I give that a 9 out of 10. And then I watched Little Women, which that one I definitely think it is a one-time watch for me, which it is really interesting. But it's usually just about like these girls, about this one girl, and she's like writing a book or whatever. It's just kind of like about her life, and then like about her dealing with her sisters and kind of being poor. It is the hold on, the 1994 version. I want to watch the remake with Emma Watson, but I did like it. I definitely would probably watch it with my kids one day, but I probably wouldn't watch it like again. But I give that a 7 out of 10. And then I watched Cobra Kai, which it is a show. And basically, if you've ever seen the Karate Kid movies, it is Daniel and Johnny, and they're basically like, they are senseis, and they are like teaching other kids. And I was worried you'd have to watch the Karate Kid movies to understand it, but you really don't. I definitely did not expect to like it as much as I did. I watched a couple episodes with my mom's fiance, where my brother was in the hospital. And then I binged it all so fast. And I definitely like it. There's 4 seasons right now. Or is there? Yeah, there's 4 seasons. I'm pretty sure like 10 episodes in each season. And they're like 45, 30 minutes long. But I definitely recommend. It's so good. And then I watched Choose or Die. That one is on Netflix. And it's like a would you rather game. And basically what it is basically this person is basically like poor or whatever and like dropped out of school. And then it shows if you beat this game you can get like $1,000. So of course she goes, and then it ends up becoming like really easy, like cake or coffee. And then it's something over like his toes or her ears. And then like, you know, like it just has like those would you rather things, and it's like a computer game. And the computer game really gave me like, I of course was not old enough to watch stuff, but it did remind me of like the 2000s when that stuff was out. It did have like some effects, like these glitching weird effects, and then this effects when they were driving, which I thought was stupid. But also I didn't like how it kind of went from like the scene of her like doing the game, and then there'll be like no in between this scene and other scene, because there's like you play around at a certain time and it kind of just goes, like you don't get to really see like the aftermath of it. And if you've ever seen Sex Ed, it has Otis, I think that's his name, he plays in it. And then Robert Englund doesn't make an appearance, which I thought he would, and I was kind of disappointed about. But I did enjoy it. I think it's a hit or miss with some people, but I thought it was like interesting. I gave that an 8 out of 10. You can find it on Netflix. I also did like a whole review on it, so if you have seen it and want to get all my thoughts. And then I watched The Grizzlies. This is based off of a true story, which I did know that. But it's about these people out in Canada, and this guy is like a teacher, and then he begins teaching, but like the kids, the suicide rate is like really high. It's like the highest ever. So like he ends up making this lacrosse team, and I think it's really, I definitely did not expect to like it. I thought it'd be like one of those like boring movies like your mom puts on or whatever, but I did like it. I thought it was really sweet. It was some sad because it did show like suicide and stuff. So if that stuff does trigger you, I would not advise to watch it. And I like at the end how it really shows like what they end up doing with their lives and what they look like. So I give that a 9 out of 10. And then I finally watched Annabelle. I found that it was on HBO Max because it was like the only Conjuring movie that wasn't. And I saw it and I was like so happy. But this is a prequel to The Conjuring. And it's just like the Annabelle doll, and then, which it does make like, okay, so how I don't know if they can get it is they basically make like they get it from these nurses, and I was saying it's about like a couple, about like a woman who just had a baby, and it's about that. I do like that, but I wish we could have got to see like the nurses and them give it to her, like maybe like 20 minutes or 15 minutes, not even, you know. But I do like it. But it's just this couple, they live in a house. She's pregnant, and then this cult comes. And I think it is really sad because the neighbor in the front, like their daughter ran away, and then she comes back and she's in the cult. And it does show how Annabelle gets possessed. So, yeah. But I gave that an 8 out of 10. And then I watched the movie X with Jenna Ortega. Like, she was the only reason I watched that movie. Definitely, like I said, it's become my favorite Scream Queen. Can't really watch it anywhere right now. I had to rent it, but it's okay. I feel like they spent, so basically it's about these people and they want to go like this farmhouse to shoot an adult video, and then there's these old folk who basically come and like torment them. And I wish they would have spent more on the horror than the sex, because it just felt kind of rushed. And then with the old people, I felt like, and this is kind of something that I heard from Possessed by Horror. She said, is it scary or is it just scary because they're old? And I do think one of the characters, I don't know her name. I honestly forgot her name. But she also plays the old lady, so I thought that was cool. But there is like a scene with the old lady and the other character. And it did make me feel really uncomfortable. But it was an okay watch. I probably wouldn't watch it again. But yeah. But I gave that a 7.5 out of 10. And then I watched The Passion of the Christ. This one is basically about like Jesus and like his days from like Friday to like, yeah, like Friday when he got crucified, and like leading up to it. It is on Hebrew, and I really didn't think I would like it because I like hate like reading like the subtitles, but I didn't mind it. But it was honestly, it was so gruesome. Like, I think I'd rather watch a Human Centipede than that, just because I am a Christian. I do believe that actually happened to Jesus. So it just made me think, like, he did that. He went through all of that pain for us. And it's just, it was like, I literally had to cover my eyes so much during the movie. I never usually do during horror movies. So I do think it is, like, you kind of get to think of what Jesus went through, what he did, like, what God did for us, for, like, little, like, human beings who are, like, selfish and pieces of crap. So it does give you, like, a better stand-in, but I give that an 8 out of 10, and you can find it on Tubi or Amazon. And then I watched My Teacher, My Obsession. This one's on Netflix, and basically it's about this girl and her father, and they move to this new place, and then the girl ends up becoming like friends with this other girl, which I forgot her name. I'm gonna say her name is Kylie just for the sake, but I don't know. But then like Kylie becomes like obsessed with the dad, and it's really kind of just, it turns into something else. I definitely was expecting it to be like better. I did enjoy it. It was really weird just to see like the student go after the teacher, because it's usually like the teacher going after the student. And even though she is 18, it did make me feel like kind of uncomfortable because it is like the teacher or whatever. But I gave that a 7.5 out of 10. And then I watched The Collector, which that one is on Tubi. And basically, if you like Saw home invasion movies, definitely watch this. So basically, this guy is in debt, and he basically will like go and break into this wealthy person's house to steal money. But then there's this masked man who basically is already there and already has booby traps set in the house. So I really did like it. Honestly, I didn't think I would like it just because the beginning was kind of slow, but then it picks up and it gets really good. So I really do enjoy it. Did enjoy it. And I like how they definitely, the director definitely could have crossed the line, like some movies do, and like make it more gruesome and hard to watch, but he didn't, and I appreciate that. So I give that an 8 out of 10. And then I watched When a Stranger Calls. I watched the remake, and basically this one is okay. It's just about like this girl, like she like babysits, and of course like the stranger calls, and you know, like it has like all that stuff, and it was really slow, and then when it did pick up, it was okay, but I don't think it was enough to like salvage the movie. But I think if you like slow burn movies, then you would like this. But I gave that 7.5 out of 10. And then I watched The Collection, which is sequel to The Collector. So basically, the guy from the first one, Oregon, gets rescued from this girl because he got put in this box. And then what happens was he ends up having to go save the girl. And they're in like a warehouse. And it 100% like, it'll remind me of like Art the Clown or like The Terrifier. Just because like the guy doesn't talk, and it was just in the warehouse. But it is a little bit slower than the first one, but I did enjoy it. I really did like the ending. They were supposed to make a third one, but it got canceled. But I can see how they could make a third one, but also it did have like an ending where you didn't really need a third one. But I gave that an 8 out of 10. And the last movie I watched was Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. Now, I gave that an 8 out of 10. I definitely did not want to like it as much as I did, because they did take away Johnny Depp's role, which was completely stupid. So I didn't want to like it. And I did think it was okay. I think the person who replaced him was good. They're supposed to be making 5 movies in this series, and there will be a whole movie review coming up. But basically, this is like right after like Grindelwald. Basically, like Dumbledore and Newt and his brother, and then Jacob, they're basically like all like going to like fight Grindelwald because he's gonna like make a whole like problem between like, he's gonna like ruin like the wizard world and the human world. So I really liked it. Definitely better than I thought it would be. I mean, I really was expecting to give it like a 6 out of 10, but I got an 8 out of 10. So, yeah. That's literally all I've watched this month. And if you guys enjoyed my YouTube video, see you guys next week.